station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 4.
Here's a look at today's top stories all across the DMV.
Breaking news at this hour, we're learning more about a mass shooting in Annapolis, Maryland. Investigators providing an update about the 3 killed, as well as the suspect, what charges he's now facing. We got those details coming up.
Plus, former President Donald Trump is expected to appear in a courtroom as early as tomorrow. He's facing charges connected to the alleged mishandling of classified documents. We'll have live coverage from the Hill to Florida.
And in a story you're only going to see on DC News Now this afternoon, we're sitting down one-on-one with West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin. Hear what he told our Leonard and Fleming about his wavering alliances and his plans for the future. And thanks for joining us on this Monday for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
And I'm Annalisa Gale. We'll get to those top stories in just a few minutes, but we start, as always, with a look outside for the first time in what seems like weeks. Some rain in our forecast, off and on showers today with some spotty thunderstorms, much needed after last week's haze, Mark.
Yeah, let's get over to meteorologist Damon Matson with the first check of the forecast. And Damon, dry conditions outside throughout the DMV will today help.
Hey, things have definitely been helped out there with the rain we've received, and normally we wouldn't be this excited for rain on a Monday to kick off our week, but like Annalisa just mentioned, it has been a couple of weeks since the last drop of rain in some locations across the DMV, and we have changed all of that here this afternoon. There it is, a wide swath of rain that has been rotating through the entire area, moving from west to east. Now, unfortunately, this is not a long-lived event that can really make a dent in our drought because we are already seeing drying taking place across western Maryland, back into West Virginia. The rain is wrapping up, but we still do have some showers along the I-270 corridor, stretching from Hagerstown straight down through Frederick, Montgomery counties. A few light sprinkles just outside of D.C. into PG County, but largely the rain is coming to an end. If we see any development of new showers and storms, it will be down to the south and east. We still have some heavier showers just south of Culpeper here into central Virginia. So south of I-66 over toward I-95 into southern Maryland is where we could pick up some additional rain in the next few hours. But largely this round of rain is coming to an end. By 8 o'clock at the latest, we will see the last of those showers and thunderstorms, the few that are out there, moving off to the east, and then we are looking at things drying out as we head on toward your Tuesday. But folks, is this the last time we see rain this week, or will we see a little more unsettled weather as we head on through the next few days? We'll have your full forecast in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. And to a story that we've been following since yesterday, investigators are holding an Annapolis man in connection with last night's mass shooting that left 3 people dead and 3 others hospitalized.
Police have now charged 43-year-old Charles Smith with several counts of second-degree murder and 3 counts of attempted second-degree murder.
It happened 8 p.m. along a stretch of Paddington Place in the Wilshire community for what we've been told was supposed to be a birthday party.
Dave Laval has been following this story for us this afternoon. He's joining us live from the scene. Dave, what do we know about the victims at this hour?
Good afternoon, Annalisa and Mark. What we do know are the names of the 3 victims. They are 55-year-old Nicholas Morellis of Odenton, his 27-year-old son Mario Morellis Ruiz of Annapolis, and 25-year-old Christian Segovia of Severn. Now, this area, this stretch of Paddington Place, as you can see, is still closed. We're told that it's going to remain that way for at least another day. All day long, federal and local investigators have been in the home of Charles Smith looking for evidence as to what prompted all of this Sunday night. What we are told by investigators and also people in one of the homes where Morellis's ex-wife lives, Morellis and his sons came here for a birthday party for Morellis's oldest son. He wasn't here when the shooting started, but as we told you just moments ago, Morellis and his youngest son are among 2 of the 3 people killed. Now, earlier, just a few hours ago, local and federal investigators had held a news conference to discuss the investigation and where it stands and offer their condolences. And one of those people who spoke, Governor Wes Moore.
We will choose to do more than give hearts and thoughts and prayers, because that's simply not enough. We will choose to tackle the issues of violence in our communities head on, unapologetically and unafraid, because this moment demands that we be fearless.
Investigators said they did recover 2 guns at the scene, but at this point it's still not clear who owns them. As for Smith, he remains held without bond after a court appearance earlier this afternoon. Also, investigators have not ruled out that federal charges could be filed against him. That's because investigators are looking into the possibility this may have been a federal hate crime. We're live in Annapolis. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Dave, have police released a motive behind the shooting?
Not at this point, Mark, and that's been one of the big questions that myself and other reporters have asked investigators on this. They are looking at several things, as you know, and one thing possibly that all of this could have been racially motivated. One thing, though, we did hear from neighbors last night is that this may have been the result of an argument over a parking spot, because the investigators told us that about 200 people were in this area. There was a large party here, and that apparently, and again, this is one of the things that investigators are looking at, is that one of the victims and Smith may have got into an argument over a parking spot, as Smith lives about 3 houses down from where I'm standing.
All right, Dave, thank you so much for that. New tonight, the father of a Spotsylvania middle school student has now been charged after a gun was found in the child's backpack. Faculty at Chancellor Middle School made that discovery last month on May 19th. The father, identified as 37-year-old Josette Rodriguez, has now been charged with recklessly leaving a loaded gun in the way that endangers the life of a child. If convicted, he could face up to a year in jail and a $2,500 fine.
New details tonight after a bridge on I-95 in Philadelphia collapsed Sunday morning after a tanker truck carrying flammable petroleum product caught fire. Investigators say that a crash happened underneath the overpass before the tanker did catch fire. The tanker truck and one other vehicle remains trapped under the rubble. It's unclear if there were any casualties. Traffic remains shut down in both directions indefinitely during cleanup efforts. Investigators are working to rebuild. This is Pennsylvania's busiest highway, carrying 160,000 vehicles daily.
Number one, we're concerned about making sure that we can do everything possible, and the state has taken great steps to do this, to complete the demolition and then get right into the rebuilding process. That process will occur soon, and they can make good progress.
And Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro has issued a proclamation of disaster emergency to help aid the repair of I-95.
On the move closer to home with Metro this afternoon, with work underway on the Silver and Orange lines, the agency has added more buses along both routes to get commuters moving a little faster. Currently, westbound Orange Line trains stop at Ballston. Last week, WMATA received dozens of complaints about long lines and slow service on the shuttle from Roslyn to McLean and Dulles Airport. Today, the agency says they've added more buses to bypass that track work, and riders should see increased service effective immediately. And also starting today, local commuters can expect to see more Red Line Metro trains moving through stations. WMATA says it's ramping up service from every 8 minutes to every 6 minutes starting tomorrow. Trains will run on that schedule all day long through 9:30 p.m. weekdays. Red Line trains will still run every 8 minutes on weekends.
D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser is giving us an update on the progress at the McMillans Community Center in Ward 5. The 17,000 square foot building will feature a pool, a playground, a splash park, a grocery store. It will also feature a 6.2 acre park, medical, restaurant, and retail amenities, and affordable housing. Long-awaited development of McMillan is aimed to help Ward 5 residents and businesses. City leaders share what the upcoming center will mean to the community.
Want to be able to make sure that this place becomes again a part of the community and that it serves the community, making sure we can serve the recreational purposes, affordable housing, medical, and job needs of our city.
Well, the new center expected to be completed in the spring of 2024.
And in health news, researchers continue on their quest to finding a cure now for HIV. Our Shanika Grimshaw met with Jeff Galvin, the CEO of gene cell therapy company American Gene Technologies, to talk about the focus on that cure.
HIV, you're focusing in on that. And tell us about Adammune. So Adammune is the new company, correct?
That's right. So what's been happening is that AGT was developing a whole bunch of different drugs, but one got in the lead. We got really promising data in a phase 1 clinical trial for an HIV cure. So we believe it's possible that we could do a one-and-done cell therapy that would allow people to throw away their antiretroviral meds and never think about HIV again. They can't transmit it to anybody else, they can't get AIDS, and they can't even recontract it. Now, we're not there yet, but the data from the phase 1 gives us a lot of optimism or even confidence that we can get there. So what we've decided to do is spin out a separate company called Adammune, and right here in Rockville, Maryland. And what that will focus on is exclusively pushing this in towards commercialization. So we're going to use that company to bring in new funding, and we're going to focus all of the 50 employees that will initially be there at the company on one thing, an HIV cure. And we're going to roll into a phase 2. We've already done an analytic treatment interruption where we saw a tremendous amount of viral suppression from modified cells that we just took right out of the patient's bodies, modified them, put them back in, and they were able to fight HIV in a way that has never been seen before.
So with these developments, are you saying you think you can cure HIV?
Yeah, but the operative word there is think, okay? We got to prove it still. This will not be a drug for several years, and that's a best case. But I think everybody has great reason for hope and even optimism that HIV may be in the rearview mirror in the not too distant future.